All right. So with the hype train, we're gonna watch some of these trailers here for No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky was announced roughly 3 years ago at VGX. It was VGX that year, the 1 year it was the Spike VGX Awards. And I remember seeing it and being like, holy shit, this is incredible. This was before I think we even knew the procedural nature of it or anything like that. This was just flying around in space and whoa, this is incredible. Obviously 3 years go by since then. And we end up with what we have now. Now, a lot of people, I feel like, have been hyped this entire time. And maybe it's weird to say, but that's not a good way to do these things. It really sets your mind up to be let down or disappointed or just not expecting what this is going to be. In No Man's Sky, in particular, based on everything I've seen, including a lot of the leaked stuff, especially from last night, that I watched probably too much of, this is not this is maybe not what some people are expecting. This certainly isn't an MMO. This certainly isn't like, okay, so you're going to every planet, you're repairing your ship at the beginning, and maybe later a bunch of ships. Who knows? I'm not clear on that. I don't want to know necessarily. But there's a bunch to see and to look at and to explore and to mine, and you mine these materials and you craft stuff, and that's it. Like, basically it. Sure, there are aliens roaming around, you can trade with them, you can shoot things in space. There's the other trailer has a bunch of space combat, all well and good. But don't expect more. And part of the reason people really, especially about a year ago, really got super excited for this. It was shown at E3 again for like the 8th time. And people started to get too much into it, I feel like, expecting like what this could be. Like, oh, there's going to be this, there's going to be giant space battles, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be this. Like, no. Temper your expectations for what this is going to be and what I believe it is, which is just straight up you're exploring the vast majority of the time. And that's the problem with hype and falling into it and anticipating things. It's fine to be like, oh, I really want the new Zelda, right? Because I do. But at the same time, I'm not constantly thinking about it. I'm not going back day after day, week after week, looking at the gameplay. And that's a big distinction. That's going to actually help you out as a human person to not dwell on something. I look back at Metal Gear Solid 5, and I'm a big Metal Gear fan, but I didn't even play Ground Zeroes until a couple weeks before 5 came out. And I did that on purpose, because I didn't want to be excited. There is no point in getting excited about something that is so far away. And I think that's a big problem that No Man's Sky is going to have to overcome. And it's not even necessarily No Man's Sky's fault. It just put out a trailer, right? It's not a real, it's a game, it's not a person. It doesn't have thoughts. The team does, but whatever. It's, everything else is down to the community, is down to journalists talking about it. But even beyond that, it doesn't matter if someone says, oh, this trailer's amazing, and then a bunch of, industry professionals say it looks great. It's on you to understand how excited you should be for this and how interested you should be in it. Because overhyping, IGN overhyped this game. Like, did they? Or did you get yourself too excited for it? Did you look at all the videos multiple times? Did you read all the articles? Because that's on you, right? Take some personal responsibility if you're super hyped for something that you did that. No one hyped up Pokemon Go. Everyone was looking for stuff about it. You can't say it was overhyped, but you can say it's everywhere, and whose fault is that? But the user base. So was No Man's Sky overhyped? Sure. But you only have yourself to blame if you were seeking out that content. It performs incredibly well, so they're gonna do it. That's really how this works, right? And it's better, I've found over the years, to not play into that. To just do, these trailers are really fucking short. To just be your own person, ha ha ha, and just do it. Be yourself. And not stick to, like, oh, inside, oh, this is amazing, this is incredible. Like, just make your own judgment. Look into it and kind of set it aside. Especially with something like No Man's Sky, which months could go by where you're not going to hear anything about this game. And if you're looking, I remember being a kid and being excited for Tales of Symphonia and reading magazine articles, because this was a long time ago, and reading forums every day and looking at all these things, and you just get so caught up in it to the point of, this game's going to come out, and at no point did this game pretend to be anything that it wasn't. Like, it didn't show, in these trailers, it didn't show anything that's not in the, you know, like, that's not in the game. It didn't show some level where you're doing, like, bullet hell crazy. Like, it didn't show anything that wasn't there, is what I'm saying. So any hype is brought on by your want and your anticipation and your expectation of what it is. No Man's Sky also has another interesting wrinkle, in that they didn't really define or explain things. Like, they straight up said, oh, here's the game, and they showed it to us. But a lot of people were left wondering, well, what's the, like, is there more? Like, what's the gameplay of it? What's the gameplay? You'll still see that if you go on forums or Reddit or wherever, people talking about, like, well, what's the game? Where's the gameplay? How does this work? How does this work? And it's like, there is nothing else. You are exploring planets. That is it. You're exploring the universe. There isn't some secret thing that they haven't revealed. You're not going to be able to build settlements now all of a sudden, because they would have shown that. But going back, typing yourself up, it is better to have distractions and to not dwell on things. You're going to get too excited. It's going to have this problem, No Man's Sky in particular, of people wanting it too much and for too long. I've wanted this game now since the first trailer, sure, but really been interested in it since these trailers in particular started coming out about a month ago. Maybe 3 weeks once the game comes out. That's an appropriate time to be excited about something, because it's fucking exhausting. Waking up every day and being like, oh, still more days to No Man's Sky. That's not a place you want to be. So that's my guide to hype, as rambly and incoherent as can be. Don't focus on it. Don't go to IGN first and watch all the videos and read all the content multiple times. Leave it, come back. There are other things. If something doesn't have a release date, don't go there and dwell and focus on it and get hooked into it. That's not going to be good for you, for anybody. You're going to get the game and you might be disappointed, and you might be really disappointed because you thought about it too much and you wanted it too much and you wanted it to be something that it can't be because you've been thinking about it too much. That's the worry. Now, I am really excited for No Man's Sky. I really would have been more excited if these trailers were longer. But I'm really excited for No Man's Sky. Super interested in it. Still, there's a lot of problems. Talking with the bad communication with this game, the PC release may or may not be on the 12th for everyone. No one knows. I'm pretty sure they haven't even shown the PC version. At this point, I'm not sure it's real. They barely even mention it. So what does that mean? They aren't doing a great job at that, and that's partially Sony's fault. They're really marketing this game. So they're not explaining it. It's an interesting thing to me, though, overall. We'll see how it all kind of falls out. Why are these trailers so short? Seriously. A minute? Killing me. Let's see how it works out. There's supposed to be early reviews, I think, on Monday morning. I don't know. Hopefully. I would like to see some review. Something. something about this. It looks incredible. All I ever want, just infinite exploring. That sounds great. That sounds great. That's all. Don't get excited for something you don't know is in this. That's what I have to say. That's the takeaway. Also, make trailers a little longer. Like, could you just a little longer? I mean, not like, I'm not saying like super long, but a minute? I'm not satiated by that trailer. Ridiculous. I love their box art though. I will return. Don't get too hyped. Okay, thanks, YouTube. Don't go crazy. Watching you.